Hello and welcome back to the Into the Unknown one shot on roleplay with all these awesome people, loosely inspired by Frozen 2. Spoilers? I don't know. Who can say?
Who can
Who
say?
can say? But thanks for joining us so far. Thanks for sticking around during the break. I hope everybody took care of themselves whilst we were away. But we are going to go ahead and get back into the thick of it. And we are rejoining our group in the very moment that they are back on their water spirits, their Nox, and they're heading towards the edge of the cliff. And it doesn't really matter which way you go, but do y'all want to? You can go to the left, to the right, or you can fly down the center.
Does somebody want to rock, paper, scissors me for the direction that we go?
Jump right off the cliff. You know, be bold.
I would rather not. So if you want to, you could.
Oh, no, well, no. That's okay.
You could rock, paper, scissors me, and if I win, then we walk, and if you win, then you have to plummet off of the cliff.
Is this in character? I can't tell.
Kind of like if it's gonna happen, it has to be a group thing, you know?
I'll follow, you know, if it's fine.
Wait, is this in character? What's happening?
Is everyone okay?
I genuinely don't know.
I was completely in character.
Because I was like, Luxie, you picked the one person who can't see their hand move. Like, that's who you want to rock, paper, scissors.
I just wanted to trust them that they would verbally rock, paper, scissors. And then now I feel like we must. Okay,
Well,
but Silja, instead of going off the cliff, maybe I'll pick left and you pick right?
I mean, I was mostly joking, but sure.
Okay, ready?
Sure.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I got scissors.
So did I. Let's just go to the left then.
I'll just follow.
Maybe that means we go down the middle.
No,
No, that means best of 3.
Okay, we can go. We can
follow
let's
you.
just
Let's
go.
do
You know
it.
what? Let's just go.
Best
one
of
more
three,
time,
best of
Silja. Let's
three.
just ready?
All right, let's do it again. You ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I got paper.
So did I.
Oh,
I think this is a sign.
that we go down the middle? I don't think any of us can fly.
I can, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you want to go off the middle, Erica? That seems kind of dangerous for a rock, paper, scissors joke.
No, I don't. I was just saying if I
okay.
can fly.
so y'all are considering flying off the middle of this cliff, and as you approach the edge, you're peering over the precipice, and you're in the midst of your rock, paper, scissors argument. You see at the bottom what appears to be a massive blast radius. The center of it is stripped naked of life completely. There's fallen trees that are lining the farther reaches of this destructive ring, and even further out from that still, you can see what is undeniably human forms that are strewn about, lying motionless amongst clusters of red leaves.
So so hang on. So there's like the cliff and the edge of the cliff, and like at the bottom of the cliff we can see that. We have to go down there.
It looks like an explosion.
Something horrible happened there, and I'm sorry about the rock, paper, scissors game.
It's okay. Let's get down there. Let's just take the left path and go.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all just speed along, sort of going around the cliff. Okay, so that slowly slopes down, and then you turn back right to come back to where the rivers converge. And as you get closer, you can see that the earth at the center of this destructive circle has been scorched, but crystals of ice are also lining its bare perimeter. And the trees have been knocked so forcefully that their roots have come up and are now reaching towards the shrouded skies. And the bodies that you can now definitely discern from now remain unmoving.
There's people and there's people in the middle.
It's okay, Adele. Adele, just Stay back.
And
Can Erica get off the horse? Is this okay? So Erica's gonna get off the horse and she's in this like weird little state of shock thing. Can she summon her lizard boy as a comfort?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Roll for that.
Okay. Is that 2d6s? Do I add anything?
Yeah, 2d6.
2d6. I summon the boy.
Yes, he appears, or they appear, and you said boy. He appears, and it's a tiny little salamander that is purple and blue with licks of flame, rolling down its back, and it is completely under your command, and you are telepathically linked, but it still
Okay.
acts independently of you.
Because he kept me company and stuff in the blacksmithery whenever I was lonely, and I take death poorly, so I've just summoned little lizard boy, and he's just in my hand as I just walk along, and I'm just basically just trying to see if I recognize anybody.
You're looking through, looking at the first body you come across.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Still just
Right.
gonna go with her.
Okay. 6. All right. The first form you come across is a man of significant stature and sandy blonde hair that is wrapped around the base of a half uprooted tree. His broad shoulders are twisted out of place, leaving his arms to fold over one another. His black and blue doublet lashed open on the back at multiple spots, leaving trails of blood affixed to his gray skin.
I'm just gonna stare and just stare and stare and stare. And the lizard boy is gonna get like a little bit uncomfy because I'm just like my skin's just heating up very quickly.
Erica?
That's my father. That's my father.
I'm so sorry.
What did this? What did this? Talk to the tree to ask it what did this.
Okay. How about... And she's gonna reach over and take Erica's hand, despite how hot it is.
Oh god.
Erica. Look at me, okay?
Yeah.
Me? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. It's all right. This is...
Lizard boy is skittering around her shoulders.
This
What about
is...
my brother? What if it took my brother
I'm not
too?
gonna... Erica, look at me, okay? Go stand with Adela, okay? I'm gonna talk to the tree. You go be with them. Okay. Go on.
Okay. And she just walks over to Adela, and like the little fire boy is like skittering around her shoulders and stuff. And she just sort of walks up to Adela, and she's just like, still just going to talk to the tree because my father's there, the dead. Like, my father's dead.
Erica, I'm so sorry. I'm just pull her in. It's gonna be okay.
Erica's like crying, but like she's like crying into like Adela's shoulder, but the tears are just like fizzling up before they even like hit her shoulder. Basically, she's like just a sobbing mess. Also very warm.
And I'm just standing awkwardly because me and Erica kind of hate each other.
Robin's like, good. Your country's
Now
gone.
is not the time, Robin.
I hated her dad.
Grudge time.
Okay, Rachel,
Lizard
you were
boy is
gonna
just sitting in Adela's
Yeah.
braid. He's like, sketch it up, just sitting.
Yeah, I want to try and talk to this tree. And I didn't like her father at all. My problem with her kingdom was her dad. Really,
I get it. He's dead.
I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but I'm also not gonna touch him. I'm just gonna touch the tree and try and ask it what happened here.
Okay. And are you specifically looking for like what sort of like a more specific question you're looking for the answer?
Like, how did this happen? Can you tell me about the explosion or how this man holding on to you died?
So I think with Silja's powers, like it's more being of the earth is more of what is presently happening or like immediate things that have occurred or immediate experiences that like this tree in particular has incurred. So it's like Adela's more water is memory, so it's
Gotcha.
more of
Yeah.
a psychometry thing. So I think go ahead and roll your knowledge of the earth,
Okay.
and then
Then I
we'll work
think
from
I'm
there.
gonna want to ask it where there's water nearby that we can get some kind of information about what happened here.
This is the place of the confluence. The center of this like blast radius is the exact point in which all the tributaries combine into one river and flow out towards
So
the
there
dark
is river
sea.
nearby. There is water nearby then.
Yeah,
It's
no,
close by.
y'all are on it. No, you're there. Yeah. I mean, unless you're I'm assuming you're on the outsides of the blast radius, so it's like the river is at the center of that.
Did the blast put a hole in the river or something?
No.
Okay. Then I don't.
You can still speak to the tree. I just wanted to preface it with it won't work like psychometry. It'll be more of like what specifically happened to this tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna ask it what happened to it specifically.
Okay, so go ahead and roll knowledge of earth. Oh,
That's
okay,
a
yeah.
14.
I would say that Heka
Yeah.
succeeds.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
So you're communing with this tree. It looks similar as before, digging your fingers into the earth and placing a hand on the trunk of the tree. And what the tree communicates to you is a swirling vision that happens in front of your eyes, and it's of this blast coming from it, and it's uh, it's coming towards it, and it's like you're seeing it from the perspective of the tree, and it seems like it's all happening so fast, and it's this blinding like white light that's tinged with red, and it's speeding towards the tree, and this human form is being thrown back by the force, and you can feel it as it hits your base and twists around you in unnatural ways. And you look out and you can see the blast dissipate as it goes past all of this and leave this naked spot in the middle, and you can hear and feel through the earth the final breaths of these humans.
That's horrifying.
Can I then tell where the central point of this blast was, where it originated?
You can tell that it is at that confluence, at that point in which all the tributaries combine into one river.
So, like right in the middle of the river, or on the land that we're standing on by the river?
The river is not, so the tributaries are pretty small, and they're each coming through each of your kingdoms. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they're all combining in one small, but it's still not a sizable. So it looks like, it hits in the middle, but your families were gathering on, a specific side of the river, and so they were blasted out from there.
Gotcha. Okay. She's gonna relay what information she got
Okay.
with everybody else and leave the area to go to them.
Okay. What is everybody else doing?
Erica's kind of scrambling. She's like getting herself together and stuff because it's like clicking in her head slowly that this probably means that everybody else is dead as well. And she's like, okay, I just do some things before we all start losing it. And she gets the little birdie boy that she was like making, and it's like, and she's like holding it, and it's like keeps like melting or whatever in her hands, and she kind of like passes over to Robin. She's like, Robin, can you make this cool for me? Can you ice? I don't. You know, and it's like she's like trying to like do this in her hands to like so it doesn't lose its shape. Little metal sculpture she was making, and kind of gives it to Robin. Did you take my little bird sculpture, friend? I just need you to hold it for a sec.
Corey? You're muted.
I'm
was like,
sorry.
Corey is not talking to you.
I'm sorry.
Definitely.
My father is dead.
Both myself and Robin are just thinking about what happened to our grandmother, or probably happened. But you want me to hold your bird?
Yeah, it'll I was trying to make it for my brother. It was a sculpture, and if I hold it, it's gonna melt, and I'm not gonna be able to give it.
Okay, yeah,
Sure.
yeah, I can take it. I can
Okay.
take it.
Okay. She's like,
Um,
give the bird.
And I think Robin is wanting to check the other bodies and see if anybody maybe did survive, or if everybody is here, if we need to go find people.
Um,
Can
so
Erica
would
just
she
go
just
sit
go
down?
to the like nearest form
Yeah,
she
I
saw?
think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can Erica just go sit with
Let's-
her dad? Is that just sit off
Sure.
in the corner? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so 2.
Are you rolling for
Uh,
whether they live? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm rolling to see which bodies you find.
Oh, okay.
my
Lucky
God.
me.
You
Awesome.
very luckily just pulled your own dad.
Great.
I think I'd like to try and look at bodies too, especially since her like battle medic training would be kicking in, and she'd be
Mhm.
like pushing all fear aside to be like, oh, if there's someone I need to help, I need to be out there.
Okay, well, Robin first is going to find a man of small stature with a closely cropped head of blonde hair. He's landed on his side, causing his dark gray eyes to stare off into the trees as if waiting for someone to come and
Oh,
find
no.
them. His blue and white smock singed up to his waist.
No.
Adela? Adela? I think this is your dad.
No, probably not. That it probably couldn't be him. I don't think that's.
Adela, come here.
I think actually I'll stay here. If that's okay. I don't want to
Okay.
speak. I don't want to.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's okay. It's fine.
Should we I just feel like we need to see who's here, and what happened and what we can do next, cuz we can't do anything for him.
I can see if the water remembers.
Okay.
Okay, before we do that, I'm going to cut to Sildra really quick, who's inspecting another body. Whoops. Whoops.
I think at this
Whoops.
point, hearing that
This is
everyone,
rigged.
oh no, hearing that everyone else has found family, she's looking specifically for like green livery.
Adela's
Oh,
dad is
really?
super
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Okay. So you're looking around. You're specifically looking for sort of like green inspired clothing that is familiar with your kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do spy sort of this green fabric peeking out from under this mess of red leaves, and when you come up close to it, you see 2 men lying closely together, their hands intertwined. One's head is cocked at an odd angle, and a bone is pushing out at the smooth skin of their neck. Their icy white eyes fixated on nothing. The other man seems to have found the strength at the end to crawl their way towards the other. His short brunette hair is matted with earth, and his face is buried in the chest of the other, once strong hands grasping longingly at their face.
So just gonna take a second to sit down next to her dad's and put her hand on their clasped hands and cry.
I thought this was gonna be a fun game, but I like this.
I told you it wouldn't be. So we'll cut back to Adela.
I think that as much as Adela does not want to see what happened to her parents, she knows that she has to, so she's just like crying, but like walking towards the water very, very sadly.
Okay. So when you get to the water, what I'm assuming you're using your psychometric water
Yeah,
has
I'm gonna.
memory.
Yeah.
So what specifically are you looking for?
No,
I
it's
want to
still with
see.
you,
I
don't
know
forget.
that Silja has seen the blast itself, but I want to see if we can see maybe what caused
Sure.
this.
Go ahead and roll your water has memory.
Don't forget you still have a little lizard crawling around in your head.
Oh.
Hi, Bruni.
Yeah, booty boy.
Oh, it's a 4 plus 2, so 6.
6.
So I don't know. I'm literally crying too hard to see what's happening.
Yeah, I think you are so upset right now that it is very difficult for you to channel your powers. So you put your hands in the water like you did, and the water runs through your fingers as if everything is normal, but it isn't. And tears fall from your eyes and mingle with the water below you, and you can't see and you can't focus, and everything feels blurry.
Adela's just gonna take her fist and just slam them into the water and continue crying.
Can Erica come over, having seen this, perhaps? Is this permitted?
Go for it.
Okay, so I come over and I can kind of tell that Adela's trying to like commune with the water and things, and I'm just gonna just stand above her a bit, and just say, "Does water of all kinds, it retains memory, right? Warm, warm water, steam, everything like that, right? All of it?
I can use
Okay,
the water to see
okay,
memories.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is, I know you don't remember, but when we were kids, we found these hedgehogs and they'd gotten really cold in the snow and we thought they were going to die. So we found a pond and you helped make a little pond for them, and I warmed up the water and it saved the hedgehogs. So do you think if I help and I warm up the water, then you can help us save people too, right? If I warm it up, will that help?
I don't know if it will bring them back, Erica.
I know. But they'd want us to find out what did this so it can't do it to anybody else, and your brothers, they deserve to know what happened.
Yeah, I guess if you want to help, I could try again.
Yeah, okay, we'll help, won't we? And I kind of like look at Bruni. He like just looks around and his little like licks his eyeball for a second. So I'm just gonna put my hands in the water next to Adela's and just try and focus as best I can to just warm up the water, to make it all bubbly or whatever.
Awesome. Well, I think what this is going to be is our first big magic energy. Since the two of you are cooperating, I think Adela's still gonna be the one rolling, because I think if we're trying to access that psychometry, then it's still majorly going through her. But I imagine you're sort of like holding her hand and also placing your hand in the water to try and facilitate the ease of it, right?
Yeah, and I have a +1 as well for her.
That should not matter with
Oh, okay.
this, unless you sing, then you'll get a plus. Great. Luxie?
I can't imagine Adela has the strength to sing right now.
It's just Luxie singing. You don't have to.
I'm just gonna cry,
Oh,
but
okay,
also
great.
hum. Can I cry hum?
Cry hum, yeah.
Yeah, you go.
Perfect. Corey. So I'll give you all a +2 to this, but what you're gonna do is since Erica is helping you, you're going to add an extra d6 to your pool. So you'll be rolling a total of 3d6. And then you'll add whatever bonus, and then you'll add the +2 for the songs aiding in your
Gonna make a
big
hot tub
magic
time
energy.
machine and bring our parents back.
Okay, listen. You just found your dead father wrapped around a tree. Calm your body.
Okay, so it's gonna be a 6 plus 4, so a 10.
Man, out of 3d6. So you're actually gonna pick the
A
two
1, a
highest.
2, and a
That's really wild. You actually from the pool pick the two highest, so it's actually 5. You got a
Okay,
+2
so a
for
9.
singing, 7, and then what's the other thing?
A +2 for my water.
So yeah, 8, 9. So you were in the mixed results zone. And I'm just gonna add that here. Beep boop beep. So
I don't
you
like
do
that.
what?
A
So
beep, boop, beep. Death.
beep boop beep. Just gonna make a note for later. But do y'all want to describe sort of what this cooperation between you looks like?
Well, I've just taken Adela's hand in mine, like one of them, like underneath the water, and I'm just putting my hand in the other one, and I'm just trying to channel as much as I can because I'm good with my parents. I'm just trying to channel all my like anger and rage and like unsureness into the water, and I'm just like just trusting Adela basically.
Yeah, I think
Awesome.
Adela's just gonna just wipe away her tears and try to trust Erica here.
We're
Beautiful.
just trusting each other. Neither of us know what we're doing.
So both of you sort of feel the sensation like your souls leaving your bodies and you're transported to this different place in time. And what you are in the middle of the Confluence Peace Conference, and you can see your family standing around and talking excitedly and discussing what has happened in the past and what is to come and what needs to change. They speak about the origin of the division, the idea that keeping their daughters isolated would squash their curiosities in looking for the source of their powers and keep Hollin from attempting to come after them again. Um, and they were talking about how they could no longer meet annually at this place for the peace conference. They could no longer return to this sacred spot because it is too close to Hollin. It's too close to Hollin's power, and we can't risk our children, and we can't risk the consequences of what will happen if Holland regains full power beyond that. So we must abandon these sacred lands, and we must never return here. And the only way to do that is to deny the peace between us and isolate our kingdoms and our republics, our regions. And they're discussing all these things. You're getting sort of snippets as you space and sort of walk up to a person. You can, Adela, you can walk up to your dad and you can see him as clear as you did a month ago, standing there looking serious and dour and taking in information, things like that. And Erica, you can as well. And it's sort of this moment in time where the juxtaposition of how you found them is so surreal that it's almost jarring.
Is my brother there?
Your brother is there, yeah.
Oh, okay. I just kind of linger on my brother because I hope he's okay.
So in the midst of all of this discussion, there is a booming voice that calls out from seemingly every angle, as in particular, you're hearing the midst of a conversation of, it must be safe now. Hollin has been dormant for, they have not come for us. They have not come for our children. By all we know, they have not come to this space. So we must do our best to restore peace within the land. And this booming voice interrupts them and says, I never slept. I only. And then a familiar song rings out. And it grows louder. And this song repeats again and again as a small swirling ball of energy begins to form above the heads of the peace conference, everyone at the peace conference. It grows swiftly and begins to crackle with white hot lightning, and it begins to spin furiously as it blots out the sky, creating winds so strong that they knock down and channel a vortex of leaves, knock down trees and channel a vortex of leaves, earth and sticks. The water from the river is sucked up into the orb before freezing into chunks of violent hail, beating the ground with an unnamed fury. And just as soon as it was created, it sacrifices itself to the earth, blasting everything from its center outwards, a blinding light, and then nothingness. And you are jerkily pulled from this vision back into your bodies, and you have to catch yourselves from falling headfirst into the river.
Adele's gonna throw herself back away from the water as quickly as possible. She's just so jarred she doesn't want to be near it at all.
Yeah, okay. Erica's just sort of staying where she is. So, like, obviously they break hands, and like she feels Adela fall back, and she's just kind of like staring at the water, confused. But she knows that her brother was there, so she knows that she still has to find her brother, and she's very angry at the fact that this is Atahana. It's just a spirit. It's not. Is it a god? It's a spirit, right? We don't know. She's very angry that this strange mythical heebie-jeebies thing has like destroyed all these living real people, and like so many government systems and all that, and she's like thinking like so broadly, and her hands are just heating up the water, and it's just bubbling more and more and more.
Anybody else wish to do something?
I would like to look for my grandmother and my mother.
Okay. So your Robin is sort of scouring the edges of this blast area in search of familiar form. And she does come across a significantly older woman with a stocky build who's lying on her stomach, her arms trapped beneath her, palms facing up. Upon closer inspection, you can see calluses from many days of full, hard work evident on her hands. Closely cropped white hair sticks straight out from the back of her head, and a single patch of lavender laying listlessly amongst the colorless strands. And not too far from her is another form, a middle-aged woman with her limbs sprawled out around her. Her grayish hair has a gentle purple hue to it and is draped over the bottom half of her face like a mask. When you look deeper into frighteningly wide eyes, you notice that her pupils have clouded over. Her eyes have frozen solid in their sockets, and the crystals of frost have radiated outwards across her orbital bones and up into her hairline.
I think she just kind of falls to her knees and just ice spreads out from right around her, and she cries. But and maybe she asks if anyone else needs to find someone.
Erica's by the river, and she's kind of breathing in and out, and when she breathes in, the water goes like back to normal temperature, and when she breathes out, it's just like the hottest, most boiling ever. And she's just like kind of doing this to herself, to like doing it to like remind herself that she has control over this, and she's got control, and she's powerful, and she's gonna freaking fucking destroy whatever's done this. And she sort of removes her hands from the water and shakes them off. And I have to find my brother. He is like my father. He has looks like me. He looks like me. So I guess I'm gonna mosey on over. I'm gonna take Bruni out of Adela's hair because he's been messing it up. And I'm just gonna put him in my hand, and I'm just gonna walk around, and Bruni's gonna be looking around as well, and looking at me to make sure he knows what he's looking for, and then looking back at the dead people.
So as everyone is sort of processing the situation and their emotions, there is a gentle crackling noise. And if anybody turns to look, you can see that the outer radius of the circle has suddenly caught fire, and it is building quickly, and it is building high, and it is slowly but surely encroaching towards you in the center.
I think we should get out of the circle. Erica, there's fire, Erica.
Wait, can we get out of the circle? Wait, is it like a circle of fire, and like we're in the middle of the circle? Oh, right. Okay. So I'm just gonna look at Adela and I'm gonna look at Bruni and just he's gonna put him on the ground for a little bit because he's a little lizard friend. And I'm gonna just like silently just turn to like the big old wall of fire or whatever and just dig my heels into the ground and just trying to remember as best I can what I was doing with the water and things what I've done my whole life. And I'm just gonna try to like separate the fire or bring it down. I think she's gonna be an idiot and she's gonna try and just bring the entire circle of fire down, which is not gonna work, but she's gonna try. So we're gonna try.
It might. You're gonna roll elements plus your stat.
Okay, so wait, is that 2d6s plus my stat?
Mhm.
Okay. Fuck. It's a 5.
Okay. Well, you're right. It didn't work. So, what happens here is you focus all of your energy, but you're distracted. You're processing a lot, and you've just seen way more than you've ever known. You've known of none of this, and everyone is gone, and it's very overwhelming. And you're trying to push the flames down, uh, but the rage and the sadness and the grief building inside of you, when you do that, it actually causes the fires to rage more. They grow in thickness, they spread wider, and they move more quickly to the center towards all of you.
Adela's gonna quickly realize that she's in charge of the water and she's right next to a river. So I'm gonna try to channel that water.
Can I
up.
help? Because I have ice powers.
Please.
I feel like we can work together.
Do y'all want to do some big magic energy?
Yeah.
Please.
Cool. So it seems like who wants to take the lead on?
Robin, do you want to do it?
Yeah, because I have a positive bond with you too.
Hell yeah.
So
So go ahead. You're going to roll your usual 2d6 plus an extra d6
okay.
from Adela, and then you'll add your bond, and then what is your plan, Rob? What is the goal here?
I guess to try to extinguish the fire or make a path out using ice and water from the river to let us out at least.
Okay.
If not, yeah.
So then I think just go ahead and use your elemental magic. So 2d6
Okay.
plus your stat plus the bond, but roll
Right.
3d6 and take the top two.
So 11 plus 3,
Yeah.
14.
So nice. Okay, that is a major success. You do carve a path through this ring of fire. Do you want to explain sort of how that goes down, and then Luxie, if you want to add some details to it.
Yeah, so I use my ice to extinguish the fire in front of Erica because it was maybe raging by her the most. And I usher her to, move before it's too late. And I look to Adela to help me because I'm very, very nervous. And I've never done anything quite like this with my own powers.
I think Adela's going to use her hands to sort of build up where she was standing to get them across through the fire, almost like shoot the water up to create a space where they can walk through, like a parting in the heat to usher everybody out of.
Just a couple of magical Lady Moseses. I love it.
Us constantly trying to part magic in this.
Part the dang sea, y'all.
Let's part it, buddy.
Erica and Silja, what are you doing?
Crying.
That's the
Okay.
vibe.
So she probably would have been trying to put both of her fathers in like a resting position next to each other, like hands crossed over the body, like that one father, I think it was Leon, who had the bone sticking out of his neck. She would have like moved him around, make them look like presentable, like they're resting as much as she can, and humming whatever lullaby they sang to her when she was little. Just kind of losing it in general.
But
Um,
moving, or does someone
Can
need to help
I
her?
shout back at Silja?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as she is finished putting them in a more sleep-like looking position, she's gonna turn around and book it.
Eric is very angry that she was unable to quell the fire or whatever, and she's just kind of I can't shout because I live with housemates, but she's just kind of shouting at the fire and things, and she's like, "This is mine. You can't have this. This is mine. You took my dad. You can't have this too." Because like she's like fire is like her thing, not like nature's thing, whatever. And then she sort of remembers her dad. And how far away is the dad from her? Just curious.
So he was wrapped around a tree, so he would have been on their outskirts, probably opposite of where the entrance has opened up.
So has he already caught on fire? Probably.
It's close.
It's close.
It's
Okay, she's just
probably
gonna
like looking at the tree he's wrapped around.
she's just gonna look at like I guess she's gonna look in the direction of her dad, and she's just gonna like feel so absolutely like a complete failure that she wasn't able to like. She knows it's not safe for her to like get the fire, like the body out of the fire or whatever. But can I just y'all mind if I just burn my father's body real quick, just from afar? Is that a possibility that I can do? Can I like push that part of the ring like forward so it just like completely consumes his body? Can I do that?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's just elemental magic.
So I can just do that, or do I have to roll?
You have to roll for sure.
No, it's okay. I don't know how tabletop RPGs work.
Yeah, I think that's just a straight up elemental magic roll. So it'll be 2d6 plus your
Okay, I'm
your
just trying
stat,
to like
which is +3.
burn it to ash as quick as I can. So that's a 9. I'm just trying to burn the tree and him to ash as quick as I can.
Okay. Yeah, this is mixed results. So you're acting in a way that is trying to take advantage of an element, like an elemental magic that you did not create.
Right.
So it's like you're able to tug on it and catch your father's corpse on fire, but as you do, the other wall that is encroaching on you, a large arm-like lick of flame comes out and slaps you across your back and leaves a searing gash around along your spine, and you take 2 harm.
At least someone's finally injured, I guess. So I just have
Can
2
I
harm.
can I use my magic to call upon the earth and build a wall between her and the fire so that she can get out safely?
Sure, go for it.
Boop, boop, boop.
Do y'all have a bond? What's y'all's bonds between you?
Oh, we have a
Nothing.
negative.
Oh,
Oh, she has negative towards me.
because you're
I
kind
have
of
a bond
trying to
towards
help her. So
Yeah.
I think what's your bonus to or that? So that's 7, and then -1, so a 6.
A 6.
So that is a failure. You make an attempt. I think the moment is so fast. The flames lick out so quickly that it's something you catch out of the corner of your eye, and by the time you react, the damage has been done, and you have created a wall, but it's the lashing has ceased, and there's nothing to protect Erica from at this point.
I
Is
guess
the wall at least still between her and the wall of fire?
Yeah. Mhm.
You've like locked me in with it.
I thought you were gonna be like,
No.
"Is the wall at least beautiful?" Yes.
Is it
Lovely.
beautiful? Is there moss on it? Is it gorgeous? No, I just wanted to build like a little corridor for her to use to get out with us.
Mhm. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess
Yeah.
yeah. So Erica just sort of stumbles forward and like hits her knees a little bit, but then gets back up as fast as she can. And she's been burned before in the blacksmithy, but like, nothing like this, obviously. But she knows that, and she didn't get to look properly, but she knows that maybe, just maybe, her brother's out there somewhere, and she can't just let the entire family just die in flames. So is the bit still open for her to go through, or is that closed? Okay. So yeah, she just
Unless
starts.
like Adela and Robin intentionally close it on you.
Please don't murder
I
me.
did not do that.
Okay.
It's
Oh
taking a
god.
turn.
Yeah, Erica just like absolutely just legs it over to the wall, and Bruni's like kind of skittering, like jumps up her like ankle onto her leg.
And sorry, did Silja manage to come out of her grief enough to move, or?
Yeah, she had run. As
Okay,
soon as
okay.
she had put them back in like a nice position, she had run.
All right, so there is this dramatic moment where the people coming from farther away sort of barely skid out of the exit that Robin and Adela have formed, as the flames are moving quicker and more ferociously as they build up on each other, and the circle becomes not a circle anymore, but just a complete and full bonfire in the center of where this blast radius once was. And as you run from it, as you escape, you watch as a gust of wind playfully goes down into the flames and picks up the ashes of your family and blows them on a breeze around you, taunting you, and then moving off steadily towards the north, towards the Dark Sea.
Just mocking us, just dangling the corpses of our parents in front of us, like, "Ee!" Jesus Christ.
I don't know about you, but I'm gonna follow that to the sea.
What if
Can
it
we
brought us here to kill us?
can we do something here? Can I build something like um a memorial out of ice? Because I wanted to bury them, but it's too late for that.
Oh no.
Maybe we could all work together to make a memorial for them.
Yeah, I can I could do that. I can make things. I'm good at that. I'm good at making things.
Do you need
Um,
healing? I can try and help. Your back
um,
looks kind of bad.
Oh, me? Oh, it's fine. We'll do it later. I want to do this. I want to do this first. Are we one memorial for everybody?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that seems right.
Can I have that bird back, Robin?
Yeah, here you go.
Thanks. And I'm just gonna take the metal bird boy, and just like with a great deal more control than I had before, I'm just gonna like reform the metal as best I can into just, I don't know what shape I should make actually. I'm just gonna, no, actually, better question. I'm gonna stare at it and I'm gonna say that like I need a symbol. I need your peoples are good at symbols. What do I make?
Isn't your hometown made of ice?
Yeah, it
Maybe you
is.
could use that ice symbol to represent your family.
But what about all of yours?
Maybe
Can we
could.
combine all of our elemental symbols into one?
It's a palm-sized metal bird thingy, so I can surely try. So dice rolls appropriate. I would like to make this little bird boy that was about palm-sized just into like an oval kind of metal, and then from the sides of the oval it'll like curl in a bit and then make like the ice sign, and the other side of the oval curls in a bit and makes like the fire sign, and then all that jazz.
Yeah,
And I'm just gonna do that.
I think you have a good experience with forging things. Do that with
Okay, cool. So I'm just
without
gonna
too
do
much
that,
effort.
and then I'm just gonna just have that, and I'll say I can put this on it when I can put this on it.
So, Robin, maybe we could put our hands into the earth and try to create a monument. I could make a pond at the bottom if you want to create.
I can make a
Yeah.
pedestal.
Yeah, and I can make an ice sculpture. Something to remember them by.
Yeah, in my city, we have ice sculptures for heroes. That should do well
Uh,
for your family.
what should it be? We're all so different.
Maybe you could create a nice sculpture to hold Erica's symbol for all of our elements on it.
Like this. It could be
Okay.
a pair of hands, maybe like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Okay.
Okay. It sounds like all of you are working together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and do
Nice.
a 4-way big magic energy.
Imagine this
Um,
failing. It's just like
Whose idea was it to create? It was Corey. It was your idea,
Robin's.
right?
Yeah, it was Robin's.
So you're gonna take the lead on it. You get to roll 4d6 since everyone's contributed d6,
Okay.
and then you take the top 2 results,
Okay.
and then you'll add your stat.
Okay. So, 8 plus 2, so 10.
Yeah, perfect. That is a success. So you successfully create this monument, and it is Erica's fire assists with shaping of the ice sculpture and smoothing of the earth. And Adela, you create like a pensive like pond at the bottom of the monument, and Silja brings forth the earth to be the base of this ice sculpture that you have planned together, and it stands strong, and an energy flows across it, and you feel in your hearts that nothing will be able to pull this down. It will stand there and forever be in remembrance of the people that were lost at the confluence. So
Thank you.
yeah.
F's in the chat. Can we get an F in the chat for our dead families?
My dead grandma.
Yeah,
Vanna
dead
killed my
grandmas.
grandma. It's fine.
I killed your mom too.
Yeah, but she was dumb, so it's fine.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
If my
Okay.
brother's dead, I'm gonna be so mad.
Well, I killed my father by throwing him into the toilet, so
Oh
You
dear.
killed him.
okay, it wasn't me, but
Right. It wasn't me,
it wasn't me.
officer.
Well, James suspected murder, just like my husband. Do you remember my husband?
Oh my
Funny how this happens to all the men in my life.
goodness. And Erica places the neatly formed metal sigil of the combination of all your elements and the representation of the combination of all your families, the coming together to find the truth and do what's right. And then, what is your next move?
We want to follow the wind, right?
yeah, I think we should head towards the sea.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all sort of follow the now singular river as it goes on its course still into the dark sea. And you do reach it without incident. As your eyes look out upon the dark sea, you can witness a storm raging, seemingly powered by wickedness itself. And the waves grow as tall as mountains before crashing violently back down onto the shore and sending water rushing up, strong and thirsty. And you've left behind the fog, but it has been ominously placed by enormous black clouds, their bellies heavy with rain. Lightning lashes out across the maddened tides, and claps of thunder sound like whips cracking in your ears. In the short moments between towering waves, you catch the distant tip of mountain peaks, and as you lock it in your gaze, you hear a familiar voice ring out, as cold and stony as the isle ahead itself.
Erica hates that thing.
Is anyone else tempted to just scream back at it?
I mean, Silja, if you want to scream back at it, nobody's gonna stop you.
It's unladylike.
And Erica just like screams super loud and like the same like right after Silja said this, she's like screams like the noise like really loud.
Okay, are we screaming? I'm gonna scream. And then she just screams.
Adela's not gonna scream,
I'm
but we'll
not,
witness
no.
the screaming.
Yes, we'll watch.
This is a beautiful moment. I love
I
this.
feel like it's the moment in Final Fantasy X where it's like, I think it's time to stop laughing now. Yeah, me and Phil just kind of like look at each other and just like nod, just in anger.
And really quick, did Silja heal you, Erica, or are you
She didn't
still
heal me
with
yet,
the 2
no.
harm? Okay.
I think my 2 harm.
Did y'all want to do that, or or distracted.
Character-wise, Eric is an idiot and would leave it.
Yeah,
Erica,
sure, no worries. You tried. You
Erica.
tried, Silja.
You're bleeding.
I'm oh, so I
It's
am. And
undignified. May I-
Blames you for the blood. Disgusting.
It is
Disgusting.
undignified to allow it to stay when you could be healed instead.
Eric can like say it's like the undignified thing and is like really offended. Like the bond of the screaming has now been like destroyed. She kind of just moves away. She's like, I've bled plenty. and then just sort of goes a little bit further away from the sound.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
Eric's
Doing a
pain in the
self-care.
pain, I guess.
yeah. It
I
heals
did not
me.
mean it as an insult, but if you need healing, I will.
Eric
still
is just
heal
like
you.
really stubborn. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
I
It's
think
not
I think
happening.
you're being turned away.
Bleeds all over your precious earth.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Do you all want to try to cross the water? I could try to get knocked back again.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe you could.
Do you want me
somebody
to
could.
freeze part of the water to make a path so that it's easier?
Maybe you could just help me if you wanted to.
Okay, I can do that.
Well, we can only do big magic energy once per scene.
Never mind. Please don't help me. I think you should save
You
that
can
magic
still
for
help
later.
each other. We
I
just
hate
can't.
you anyway.
It would just add. It would just add your if you have a. Oh, do you have a negative bond?
I think I have a negative bond with Robin.
I have a positive bond with her, but
Okay,
and I
then
have a
if you just roll to help each other, you'll still get that +1 to the roll.
okay.
It just
Okay.
won't be rolling 3d6. So go ham.
So how do I get who rolls to help? How do?
Well, you
So
must be right
you would
here.
roll your idea, Adela, like the concept you talked about, and then you would just get a +1 because Robin.
Okay. Okay, so it would be a 7 plus 2 for water. +1.
So 9. What?
10.
10.
10. So
I did-
all the
I did the
homies
math.
get a ride.
All the homies.
Very lucky for the water horses today.
So I think again it produces 2 knocks instead of 1, and then Corey, let's actually have you do your sort of like ice path
Mhm.
as a different roll. So let's go ahead
Okay.
and have you cast your elemental stuff, unless
Right.
you have a specific playbook thing that would.
The only thing would be the ice prison, but that's kind of
Yeah, I think that's more for
for like enemies. Yeah, okay. So 2, 6. So 7.
7. Okay, so God, my notes look crazy.
GMs.
So that is a mixed result. So I think why don't you explain to me? We've got the horses. Everybody's mounted up, and Robin is attempting to shoot an ice path out across these very raging tides. What does it look like? Like it works, but what about it doesn't work?
So maybe instead of being a nice straight path, it's like shooting up at certain points and very sharp, and there are maybe still waves coming back over some of the path. So there's a path, but it's not clear. It's still a little bit treacherous, and
Okay.
possibly dangerous.
Well, if that is the case, let's go ahead. Who is steering each of the water spirits?
I'm gonna
I'm
fall
assuming-
back and steer mine and take Erica with me.
Okay. And then who
Um,
is steering the other water horse?
Silja, do you want to, or I can.
I think you might be better
Okay.
doing it just because you're
Okay.
making the path.
Yeah, if you're
Right.
up front, you can just be
Right,
in the
right.
front.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then I'm just gonna have Adela and Robin separately roll. Let's roll defend stuff since this is sort of like keeping your balance and
Right.
defending from the elements pushing back on your path towards the island. So let's have you both roll defend separately. And then actually let's give you each a +1 from the people riding with you because perhaps they could like give you a heads up if something's coming.
So 9 plus 2 for me, 11.
11, cool. Corey. Oh,
So 8 plus 1 from someone helping me, and then
yeah.
are
So
we using Earth?
yes.
So
So
another
10.
+1, so 10, yeah.
Perfect. Good job. So despite the sort of like rockingness of that you've created, or the jaggedness is probably a better word that you've created with the past, it's sort of like they're deteriorating behind you. Like in an action movie where the bridge is falling apart as you run across it, like that's what the ice is doing. So you're navigating this twisty path around the waves, and the horses are managing to keep their footing, but there is this sick feeling in your stomachs as the path beneath you is almost falling out the moment you leave it, and you wonder if it'll catch up to you. But it does not, unfortunately. Uh, but something does happen. You are approaching the island, and it is coming into, it's becoming bigger in your vision, and you're starting to feel this like sense of hope that you're almost there, that this is almost solved. When one of the horses lurches downward. Let me roll really quick.
In before it's my one. Me and horses, we just do not get along.
No, okay. So it's gonna be the horse that Adela and Eric did. Is going to be lurched downward, and what it is uh you don't really see anything. You have your eye on the prize, you're ready to get there, and then all of a sudden the vision slides out of you and you're plunged into this raging cold dark sea, and you can feel these hands gripping at your limbs and pulling you down deep into the depths of the water.
Erica cannot swim.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's never been around water. It's just like,
Oh,
oh
great.
dear.
Oh,
superb.
good. Perfect.
Excellent. I guess Erica's just gonna. Are we like under the water right now? Okay, so yeah, Erica's just gonna, I guess, try really hard to focus on heating up like her like legs or something to try and like make the hands that are grabbing her like just dissolve or something, and she's just kind of panicking and looking around and trying to find Adela because she knows Adela will be able to help.
Okay, go ahead and roll element stuff.
Okay. 14.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to describe like what that looks like when that energy sort of pulses through you?
Yeah, so it's basically like if you just got, it's kind of like when you get like, like a jacuzzi spurt thing that's like kind of like that kind of thing, and they're just sort of the hands that were grabbing her kind of like dissolve, and it's like one after the other because she'll dissolve one and then like another will try and grab her and she'll keep dissolving them, and it's moving her up and she's a little bit buoyant and things, and the water around her is bubbling, but she very much like cannot, she's having trouble like getting herself up to the surface of the water even though it's like like booping up her upwards.
Yeah. So I think it's sort of like a mix with how your jetpack flight works with
Yeah.
your fire, and it's pushing those hands away from you. So in the same way that or in the same movement of you pushing the hands away, you're also sort of pushing yourself up.
Yeah.
So you're that force from your hands is heating up the water around you, but it's also propelling you to the surface of the water, and your head bobs up, and you can see sort of through the consistently interrupted vision your other friends on the horse and the island just beyond them. but you don't see Adela.
Oh no. Okay, I guess I see them and I just like kind of whip my head around, like yelling out for Adela.
Can I see Erica or anything?
If you look down at like what's grabbing you, you can see skeletal hands that are gripping your ankles, and their grip is tight and bony and pulling very hard.
Can I roll to hit stuff, please?
Yeah, go ham.
Oh, good. So a 9 plus my 1 in fire, so a 10.
Y'all are too good at rolling. This is bumming me out.
I'm still severely injured, don't worry.
I mean, are you so
My love for Erica is strong.
You already killed all our parents. Like,
Yeah.
come on. We've been through enough.
Did you not get enough bloodshed already?
No, I want your blood.
Oh no. Oh really? You want my blood?
I
Oh,
want
okay.
your blood.
Oh, kind of excited though.
So please describe what you do with that successful hit.
I think that I'm just like using whatever I can of my water powers to like forcefully hit these skeletal arms away. I'm like kicking. You know when somebody's learning to swim and they're just like violently kicking the water? That's what's happening.
So Erica, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly that, and pushing myself away from the hands and the darkness below me.
Okay. Yeah, they do let go of you, but if you sneak a peek behind you, you see them chasing after you, sort of like eels. But
Is
with
Nox gone?
with this rigidity to it. Knock once it got slammed into the water,
You
dispersed.
dissipated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Bye, Knock.
Bye.
But you do make it to the surface, and now if you look over to your right, you can see Erica flailing. And if you look up and over, you can see Robin and Silja still on there now.
So because I am the water element, I have the ability through water.
Sorry, you cut out just a bit.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
fine.
Because I have I'm the water element, I have the ability to move through water.
Mhm.
So can I take Erica and use that ability or use that
Yes.
move or ability? It's
Please.
ability, not a move.
Yeah, depending on your roll, we'll see.
Can I attempt to?
Yes.
Okay.
To clarify, you don't have to roll to use move through water, but I think to drag her with you.
Yeah, that's what I
is
assumed
more
because I've
what
got an
you're-
extra body on me.
Yeah.
She heavy. She big. You tiny. She big.
So small.
So small. God damn
so
it!
I'm good at it.
Roll 20 is rigged. I want to kill.
Do you want me to get my own 2d6 out? Because I will if it makes you happy.
No, I don't. Oh my God, it's the worst day ever.
My parents.
You successfully drag Erica with you. What does this look like? How do you communicate to Robin and Silja that you've got it under control and you don't need their assistance? All that.
I think that as soon as I bob to the surface and I see Erica like sort of sputtering, I grab onto her. And I think that there's just a moment of communication because I have a positive bond with Silja where I just am like, like a nod, like a determined nod, like I have this. I'm the water element. I got this. And as soon as that interaction happens, I start to swim us towards shore.
Cool.
Okay.
I totally get that, and I'm like, yeah, she's good. She's in her element. We're good, and we can go.
Perfect.
Until that.
You're like, yo, Robin.
Until the hands grab us again, it'll be fine.
We got this, Robin. And I have a backup plan.
I have to save some of my hard hits for later.
I just
Sweet
I
God.
guess while Adela's just like pulling me along, Erica's just slowly as this has been going on, she's feeling like this isn't me like being passive aggressive, but she feels like more and more useless because like everything she does like keeps failing, and now she had someone else to help her as well. But like this one time, she feels like really grateful and like blessed or whatever, and she's like just as like the water is like going in and out of her mouth and shit, she's like, "Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you. You're amazing."
She's just choking on seawater.
While
Just
trying
like,
to tell her that she appreciates
to
it.
Adela, it just sounds like blah, 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 blah.
Erica, please don't swallow any water. I don't think how. Shh, Erica, it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Thanks. Thanks.
Oh my
Romantic.
goodness. All right.
It's not
so
rocketing while trying to talk.
it's basically like you like Erica's on water skis and Adela's like the boat, and it's just you've never water skied before, and it's just awful, and you have a big wedgie, and you've
Oh
got
my
an
God.
enema. It's a whole thing.
An enema?
Sometimes you hit the water too hard.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
and
do.
water shoots up your butt, and you have diarrhea for 3 days.
It's a real thing that can happen to you. Life facts.
Oh my
Careful.
God.
Robin needs to take a very quick second to commune with father in the. I just have to pee really bad. and I
Okay,
don't want to be
just go
distracted.
ham.
Commune.
Go
I'll
ham.
steer. I'll steer.
I'll
You build the
steer.
road. It's fine.
Robin's straight up like leaning over and peeing off the side of the knock. Like, I'm sorry, I cannot wait
It like
till we
hits
get.
me in the hair.
Can we
I
change the
can't
plot?
hold it.
I like the idea that she's just seasick off of the water horse right now. Just like
Yes,
ice power, but
absolutely.
also just up chucking.
Still just around her waist, just like, oh God, oh geez, trying to grab some kind of rein.
You're holding her hair.
Yes.
You're holding Robin's hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
she doesn't vomit in it.
vomits profusely off the
Oh, I
side of the water
thought-
horse.
I thought you were
Controlling
using
her
the
like a
frame.
horse.
JP, what are you trying to say, bruh? You think we can't finish this game in
Are you not
45
having
minutes?
fun? Are you not
Huh?
entertained?
What, you didn't trust us?
Are you not entertained? JP sent me a Twitter DM that was like, Vanna, that's not 20%. And he didn't say
Hi.
if that, he didn't indicate if my mic was too loud or too soft, so I don't know what I did. I either just became like a horrible bellowing voice, or I thought I turned it up and nothing changed. But
I think your volume's good.
Yeah, you
Thank
sound
you.
good to me.
okay, cool. Cool. Okay, welcome back, Robin. Did you have to take off your coat to pee?
Well, I was afraid it was gonna get caught in
Did you use it to wipe? Is that why it's...
In the toilet.
I became smog
So-
for a bit, and then I adjusted. Oh, thanks, JP. Smog.
Robin was just puking off the side of the horse, and I was holding your hair, and
Yeah.
like, it's fine.
Thank
everything's
you.
Fine. Yeah, I'm here for you.
So as you are approaching the shore, your eyes look out. Nope. You make it successfully to shore, and you see this mysterious isle for what it is. These jagged peaks of onyx jutting into the sky like sharp shadows on a torchlit path. A meager sprinkling of ice and snow embellish the cold ground and somber crags. Your eyes are drawn upward by the sudden sputtering of flame into existence. 2 by 2 large flames leap forth, lining a narrow path up towards the base of this fortress, and eventually illuminating a previously obscured entrance into its center.
Erica's excited because this looks like home, but also she wants to kill whatever's in it.
I'm patting Erica's back because I'm afraid she's full of water.
Oh, thanks. Okay. And you like hit me on like the bit where I've got like the fire like wound, but I just pretend that you haven't. I'm just like, thanks.
She's
Yup.
like, oh my, thank you. Okay, so what do y'all do?
There's an entrance up ahead. I don't necessarily know if we should go inside, but I mean, there's an entrance, so I don't know where else we would go. We literally rode a horse here, so
I can kind of scout ahead if you need.
yeah, that sounds amazing.
No,
Please
we
do that.
shouldn't. We shouldn't split up.
Well, I can go pretty much invisible if I stand still.
Oh, I thought you meant with your hands. You're gonna walk forward on your own?
I will say, Rachel, if you move, you're not hidden.
Yes,
Literally,
if I stand
okay,
still.
got it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I did get that.
I don't like it, but you can do what you want, but I don't like it. I don't trust this thing.
I don't
Maybe
trust
we
it
could
either.
have one of us go with her,
I'll go with you.
but then she
Okay.
won't be invisible, so that might defeat the purpose.
Hmm.
That's fair. Let's just all go.
Let's go together. Let's go
keep going.
together.
Yeah, we should go together. Okay. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Let's just do it. Let's just get it over with.
Okay.
All our
Okay.
families are dead, so nothing
Oh.
matters.
Oh,
My
no.
brother might be alive. Maybe,
Robin,
but
do you-
probably
still
not.
matters.
He's
There
dead,
you go.
Erica.
I need a hug, Robin.
There are still
What
people
is
in your
he?
kingdom that need you. There are still people you love.
There's literally not.
Yes, there are.
no one. Erica has no friends. It's her whole thing.
Well, you have us now, and even if you don't like it, you have to deal with it. So
Yeah, we're your friends now, so.
I suppose, yeah.
Okay, let's
Wait,
go.
before we go in, Silge, could you? I would
Yeah,
really
yes,
appreciate if you
no,
could.
I
It
can
would be very
definitely
kind
heal
of-
you. I've honestly
Thank you.
been waiting for you to say this because I really wanted to.
My heart.
Okay.
I can also help if needed because I can like cauterize, I guess, with the fire.
Earth Elsa, aka Silja, has a special playbook ability that helps her
I
heal.
do.
Marvelous, cool.
And
Rub
to do
some
this
dirt on it.
is just the 2d6 plus earth.
Yes. So
Okay.
you're gonna heal you're going to heal no matter what, but if you roll
Mhm.
too low, you'll take harm while trying to heal.
That's fine. That's Silja. Oh, yep.
So you successfully heal Erica for 2 harm, but you actually take a harm yourself. What does that kind of look
Okay.
like? Like what backfires?
So she closes her eyes and she's like pulling some things from her pockets from sense memory. She knows exactly where she puts these things, and she starts to put it on the wound. But there's this memory of the fire that burned her still in her, especially since she's a fire elemental. That's her element. And there's a little backlash as she puts a salve over the wound, and it smacks her across the face, and she has a long cut on the side of her face from the fire.
I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm
okay. It wasn't you. It's okay.
I'm
Do you feel better?
yeah, but you're hurt.
That's how it works sometimes.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay.
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 All right. Y'all are moving into the entrance, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. So when you enter the caverns, which is what it lies beyond this entrance as you come upon it, you observe that the walls are incredibly smooth. And when gazing deeper into them, you notice your own reflections staring back at you. Young and determined, but sort of shrouded by the darkness of this surface that is not only partially reflective. And your reflections look back into your eyes, but then they slowly turn their heads, staring down the length of the tunnel in quiet anticipation.
We all
Um,
see that, right? Like, I'm not the only one
yeah.
seeing that.
No, I see that too. This is the
Yeah.
strangest onyx I've ever seen.
And maybe can somebody hold my hand?
Yeah. And like without even thinking about it, like Erica just like scoops up Adela's and hers and just like squeezes it.
Things are really cold.
Yeah, no, of course. Hey. And I like take the other hand as well and just kind of like hold them both and I like shake them a little bit and just like warm them up and look at you and like, it's all right. We've got this, okay? What's the most powerful force in the world? Yeah? Water, right? Okay. And then I just like let go of the other one and I just like hold your other hand.
You. Thanks.
I'm also
Y'all
very
continue.
tall.
Oh
It's just
yeah,
like this.
the height discrepancy
Yeah, the
between
height
y'all.
difference.
You're
so
resting
sorry,
your
let me do
arm
this.
on her head. Y'all are heading down the tunnel, or does anybody want to do anything?
I want to
I'm
get out of
gonna
here.
follow.
Okay.
creepy.
Robin leaves.
Oh, okay,
Bye,
bye.
bitch. So, as you way deeper and deeper into the caverns, you can feel yourself moving slowly downwards, like it's sinking you slowly deeper into the earth. And the air seems thinner. And when you glance over, anytime you glance over and catch your reflections, something about them has changed. You walk for quite a while, and when you look over, it looks like you, but your eyes seem sunken in, and and the muscles on your form seem to have weakened or deteriorated in some way. And as you continue even deeper down into your reflections turn into merely husks of your former selves that
God.
stare back at you and then turn their heads and shakily point bony fingers down the path that lays before you.
Oh, I've got chills. Oh my God. That's so
One of the
scary.
figures at this point in time is caught aflame, but failing to scream. Another has large chunks of flesh falling from its form and breaking into clods of dirt as it impacts on the ground. Yet another form dripping heavily as if melting back into the dark sea itself. And the final figure frozen over so solidly it appears to be made of crystal and moving with an unsettling rigidity, its skin cracking with each step.
Erica just kind of talks to reflections and she's like, "You're not me. You'll never be me. You're not taking another thing from me."
You say that out loud.
Yeah.
Silja flips off hers. I know this isn't ladylike, but I'm doing it anyway.
I
tell
know
him,
this
Silja.
isn't a steamed, but here we are.
Robin just wants to keep moving. Get
Yeah.
away from whatever this is.
Adela is completely ignoring everything that's happening and just not even looking. She's
push,
just like,
push it down, baby. Push it down.
Blind
What's
as-
going
compartmentalize.
Just focus about the hand in yours. Everything's fine.
Aw. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're skipping down the tunnel hand in hand, field of dreams.
Yeah.
The two their two like husk forms are skipping down the
Oh my god.
dripping and burning, giggling, cackling like demons. So you continue down and finally found the end of. You approach this ornate archway that is adorned with the familiar symbols of your element, and one larger one in the center, which you can now discern is a circle with two perpendicular lines at its center. And the archway is filled with a distinctly reflective glass, not like the walls where it's sort of clouded and darkened. This is a sharp and distinct reflection of yourselves. And what it shows you is each of your skeletal forms disintegrating into dust and piling on the cold stone beneath you.
Yikes.
Is this all we were brought here for? To
What?
see this?
Is it showing us what it wants from us? Does it want us dead?
I mean, couldn't it have killed us already?
Maybe you wanted to torture us first.
It's working.
Are we
That's
supposed
fine.
to do something here?
Are there any doorways or anything?
That archway is it's like a door, but that reflective surface is in the middle of it.
So can we go through?
You can try.
I'm ready to go.
God.
I just
Wait.
don't want to look at this reflection anymore.
So, Robin, what do you do? You just want to like take a swing at it, or
I mean, I don't
Robin
want to
seems
go without.
determined to get through it. So what does that look like when she's?
I think she really wants to go, but also doesn't want to just piss off everyone else and like do her own thing. So maybe
So she
wanna
doesn't take action.
see how everyone else feels.
Eric is willing to try and melt the glass. She's she's tired.
Yeah, I can try and throw something through it. I can try and cause an earthquake if we want to get dramatic.
Let me.
Yeah, in the underground tunnels. Good.
Yeah,
You never know.
Good idea.
Don't
Good
worry
idea.
about it. It's fine.
Can Erica try and just burn the reflective surface?
Go for it. You want to do elemental magic, elemental stuff?
Yeah. So I guess I'm just gonna.
2d6 plus your stat.
Okay, I'm just gonna sort of.
Do you
walk
want
up
to help
it.
her, Silja?
I want to, but I have a negative bond with her.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like we don't have a negative bond anymore.
We don't. We've healed now, but it's okay. Erica needs to try and do something correct for herself just once.
Okay,
We have to
sure.
try. She's gonna.
Go ham.
Okay. So 2d6s and then plus 8.
8?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is that good? I'm sorry.
So yeah, your powers interact with it as if it is glass. So what does that look like?
It's a good question. I don't know how burning glass exactly works. I'm pretty sure it just like melts, right? It warps and it melts.
You tell me,
So
baby.
it's true. Good point. All right. So I'm gonna walk up, I guess, to the reflective surface and like not touching it, but just staring very deeply into it and sort of twist my hands in the air and just the glass, I suppose, just sort of wobbles and warps and starts to heat up, I suppose. And
Yeah.
I guess the edges of it, wherever it is, start to like change and shape a little bit.
Yeah. So that's exactly what happens, and it's that whole space within the archway, and as it warps, it just begins melting to the ground and sort of spreading out and coating the ground beneath you in this liquid glass.
She did it. She did a thing.
She did it.
Yes.
You melted a door. Good girl.
Let her have this.
And as that happens, a vast room opens up beyond the archway, and on the far side, you can see a feminine figure lounging on a throne that is pieced together like a mosaic of ice and stone. They are leaning back on the arms and examining the nails on one hand, a leg tossed indiscriminately across the throne's opposite arm. Their being is ethereal, a physical human form 1 minute, and then into a being of energy the next, flowing gently, seemingly fluctuating between solid gas and liquid. They seem to settle on a flowing form with long gray-blue hair draped across their shoulders, a glittering blue gown dripped off the edge of the throne. They do not even turn to look at you when they speak in a cool tone. About time you made it. I've been waiting for you oh so long.
Can I make a thing before I approach her? Do I have time with my forge thing?
I mean, she's chilling. Like she's not coming at you. Sorry,
I-
they're not.
Is
they're
she
not coming at.
single?
I,
Is the- Are they
Oh,
single?
she's
I would-
pretty. Is she single?
I need a new family, so
Trying to start one here in this ice cave.
I would just very much like to make a hammer. No reason. I would just like to have a hammer handy, if that's all right.
Okay, how do you propose a hammer comes
How do I
into
propose
being?
a hammer? That's a very good question. I'm going to break the buckle off of my. It's gonna be a little hammer now, but I suppose I'm gonna break the buckle off of my little like waist thing.
You
No, a
do,
knife. There we go.
you do
Take a knife,
have.
yeah.
I will say you do. So this cave is
What do I
essentially
have,
made
sorry?
up of the environment around you.
Oh
The cave
yeah.
is like made up of all these different kinds of elements and
Oh,
aspects. So
I'm
it's like if you
I'm
wanted
used
to,
to onyx. Okay,
yeah. So if you
that's
wanted
fine.
to, like, try
Never
and
mind.
mold the
Yeah,
onyx with your
you're
with your
smart.
element and
Yeah.
form something like that,
Okay.
you can try that.
I would like to try and melt some onyx off the wall and then reform it into a hammer. No
Cool.
reason.
Let's
I
go
will
ahead
just make
and
a
do
hammer.
your playbook skill forge, eh?
Okay. So 2d6s.
2d6 9. Okay, so 7 to 9, choose a complication. Takes longer than expected, temporary single use, or can only be handled by you.
I'll take what can only be handled by me. So I guess it's just this steaming, extremely hot onyx
Yeah.
hammer.
Yeah, it just
So you made
doesn't once you once you form it, it just doesn't cool down and continues to fizzle in your hand.
Okay.
Cool. Well, what are you just standing there for? Approach me.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who am I? I've been calling to you, what, for days, and you don't know who I am?
Are you the one that killed our families?
Killed is a strong word, darling.
no, it's
like-
not.
It is. We are all one with the earth. Your family, as you say, has just returned back to it.
A
They
little
are
too
one.
soon.
I mean, time is a human construct.
Well, we are human.
Well, that makes 4 of you.
And one of you.
Not
You
human.
have not
honey.
answered my question.
What was the question? Who are you?
you?
I am Auda Hollin, obviously.
You're a lot smaller than I expected, aren't you?
What do you want from us?
Oh, you think I'm small, do you?
I
And
hope
with
Erica, maybe
that,
don't backtalk.
with that, they
backtalk.
fling their arms, they fling their legs down and stand up strong, and their body shifts from this flowing, sort of blue etherealness to this strong stone, and their stature increases by multiple feet, and their arms bulge out, and their legs become girthy and stick like very solidly on the stone ground, and their jaw becomes huge and hinged in a weird way, and they go, "Oh, what about now? Do you think I'm small now?"
No, I think you're an overcompensator.
An overcompensator. Well, some would say I'm multifaceted, but we all look at it differently.
What do you want from us?
I'm so excited you asked. Well, I've brought you all here because I want to make a deal.
What kind of deal?
So, I used to be quite a bit more powerful than I am now. I still control all the elements, but as each one of you was born, I lost a little bit more of my powers. And now I can't leave this place, and I cannot utilize my abilities in the way I once was able, and the way I want to now. And so, let's make a deal. And or they like put their hand out, and you can, if you haven't noticed before, time, you notice these diamonds that are the same symbols that you've been seeing on the archway and that you saw on the monoliths. And they're sort of stuck out from a central point. And then in the center is the circular sigil with the perpendicular lines through it. All you have to do is stand on these points. I will stand on the center, and I will absorb your powers, and you can be on your way. I'll have what I want, be back to what I want, and y'all can do whatever it is you do.
It's not really a deal. We get absolutely nothing out of that, and you killed our family already. I don't really see how this helps us in any way.
Their form begins to shift again. Their hair becomes this stiff white bob, and they shrink back down to a more human form. And this tight, icy corset forms around their waist and billows out into a skirt of what seems sort of like snow. The transfer should work just the same whether you are dead or alive. Perhaps even quicker post mortem now that I think about it. So, really, it doesn't matter to me which way we do it, but it might benefit you a bit more if you don't die. It seems that's important to you based on the whole parents family thing.
I'd rather die than hand my powers over to you.
I would rather die.
Great. No, I'm saying that can certainly be arranged.
Can I build
just love her
an
so
ice
much. I
prison
kind of
around
love
her?
this.
Yeah, you want to cast Ice Prison?
Yeah.
Go ham.
Okay, so
Bless you. Who
Who
was that?
That was Tom. I roll 2d6.
Yes, please.
6.
So that's let's go ahead and add your stat to it.
Okay, so 8.
8. So it doesn't quite work the way you want it to, right? Like you want it to form bars and encase Auda Hollin within them, but what it does instead is sort of create this rough terrain under her, and it definitely unseats her, and she loses her balance, and she has to walk gingerly across these sort of like spikes you've laid in the ground, but it does not trap her. It sort of just slows her and balances her.
I would like to. So, thinking about how ringing a glass at the same frequency that it vibrates at shatters it, I want to try and disappear into the earth mentally and make the onyx vibrate at the same rhythm that she was when I heard her song earlier, if that makes sense.
Big brain.
Yeah, and your goal is to what?
Shatter her.
Shatter her. Okay.
'Cause she's in an ice snow looking body right now.
Great. Let's look. Make sure you don't have anything in your thing that can help you. Yeah, I think you're just gonna roll elemental.
Okay.
Straight
Would
up.
knowledge of the earth apply to this one to understand present
No,
environment?
that's no, that would be more like if you wanted to see if hiding around the corner.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if my crazy idea works. Well,
Ha.
it's a 6.
A 6 is a failure.
Yep.
She's not gonna like
You
this.
you begin to you do shake the earth. You do use your powers, and the caverns tremble, and there are bits of rock and onyx that fall from the ceiling onto the ground and onto the symbols on the ground. And Hollin laughs. You thought I am not ice, girl. I am every element. I cannot be stopped by what? What? Vibrations?
But you could still
Vibrations?
be hit by a rock, and I want to fling one of the rocks that fell.
Oh, it's not over. We have not gotten to your consequence.
Okay.
So she says that, and when she does, she stomps her foot, or sorry, their foot on the ground, and a larger chunk of onyx falls from the ceiling and lands directly on you, knocking you down, and you take 3 harm.
Oh no, you're in the
I'm
red
going to
now, I
ignore
think.
2 of that as a reaction with my rock golem armor.
That is something you have to establish before.
Never mind, I didn't
Oh,
know
as a
that.
reaction. No, you're right. Sorry, I misread that. Yeah, go ham. You ignore
Okay,
2,
cool.
so you take 1 harm.
Okay.
Yikes. I'm just gonna tuck my for future. I'm just gonna tuck my hammer behind in my little
Okay.
things and always see it.
After this moment, their form shifts again, and their head jerks very suddenly and unsettlingly over at Robin, and they say, "Each of you have taken something from me, my power, piece by piece." And their hair transforms into the short white spikes, and their outfit shifts into a blazing red set of breeches and waistcoat. And I will stand it no longer. And with that, they're going to sweep out their arm, and a wall of fire is going to be thrown out at all of you in a semicircle. And everybody is going to take 2 harm.
Oh dear.
Can I still use my reaction on that because it says it's for
Single
every
attack. Yeah, go for it.
Can I
I
just, oh god. Can I just like shout through the fire and ask if she killed my brother?
Sure.
Did you kill my brother?
I don't know. Which one was your brother?
He looks like me. He looks just like me. Looks just like me.
You humans all look the same to me. And she starts moving steadily towards you, her hands blazing.
His name was Axel, and he looked like me, and he was so smart. He was smarter than you. And if he'd been born a second sooner and I'd been born a second later, you'd care about him, not me. You would remember him. Tell me if you killed him.
I don't care. And she's gonna launch a fireball directly at your face. Do you wanna defend from that?
Can I try and just like the fireball basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and just roll defend for me, 2d6 plus earth.
Okay.
Unless you wanna
Nah, I already rolled.
So what is that?
It's a 5.
Oh no, yeah, you have a 0 to that. Where are you at on the harm track right now?
How much harm did she give us for the fire?
2.
I'm okay. So I've now got 2 harm already because I got 0 harm because I got removed. So I have 2 harm right now.
She manages to get through your defenses, and it is your element, so it seems like it should be so easy to capture that and maybe redirect it. But there's something about her power that is different, and you manage to redirect it just enough, but it burns up the side of your face, and you take another 2 harm.
Is there
Go track? Oops.
a way I can cast my calm waters at them?
Yeah, go for it.
So would my calm waters? So I'm a little confused by it. Would I roll it with my plus of water, or would I roll it with plus of?
I would say with your stat, so plus water, since all your playbook things are like based on your
That's what I
element.
was thinking.
So, yeah, go for it. But you're rolling oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So it would be a 6.
Okay, so you actually swap emotional states with target until somebody snaps you out of it by damage or friendly intervention. So what Hollin is feeling is like just exploding kinetic energy, but also I guess what a human would decipher as rage and anger and like a covetedness. And that is now how you feel. How was Adela feel?
I think mostly scared. So does that mean Auda feels scared now?
So
Bad and good.
the moment that that this happens, Auda Hollin is taking a big step towards the group, and they stop in their tracks and they look around with wide eyes, and their form shifts back to the flowing gray-blue form that you saw when you entered the room, and they begin wringing their hands and looking around at all of you.
Is there still like a semicircle of fire? Like, how is this? Like,
It just swept out and hit all of you, and then dissipated against the wall.
oh,
so.
okay. Okay, I'm gonna slowly approach her if that's chill. I'm just gonna walk up to her and just say that
We'll find out.
we'll find out.
Is it?
I wanna follow Erica, and I'm
Okay.
like preparing to pull out a healing thing as soon as I can.
Okay.
I never asked for this, and I find it quite strange being a very small human with a great deal of power, and you're almost a god, really, and the idea that we've taken all of this from you seems unfair, and it takes so little from me if I was to give you my fire. It really does, and I'm sure that everyone else, well, they wouldn't like it, but they'd like it better than being dead, wouldn't they? So I would be willing to come to a kind of arrangement with you, I think. I mean, the fact that you forget my brother is kind of offensive, but other than that, and I sort of like put my hand behind my back, and I would like to just whip out the hammer and try and smash around the head while saying, hopefully you'll remember me. But
Yeah.
we'll see if I can actually
Love
hit her
it.
in the head.
So in this moment of hopefulness where Auda Hollin, you're going to cooperate with their plan, you swing flank into their temple with a hammer. Good. Go ahead and roll hit stuff.
+3, 15.
Oh my god!
15.
Oh my god! What? 15?
Bonk.
So in Auda Hollin's like frightened state, they are absolutely unable to defend themselves, and they just don't have like the wherewithal, and they've sort of had this moment where they're like, it's gonna work out, like I'm gonna get what I want, and everything will be back to where it was. And then in comes this onyx hammer slamming in what would be, if Auda Hollin was their temple, and their eyes just go like big and sort of bulge out of their head like water coming out of a spring, and they're completely knocked prone, and they're lying on the ground staring blankly back at the wall where their head is twisted.
Maybe she won't remember me. She seems a bit out of it.
I don't know if she's gonna remember anyone. Okay. Should I? This is a little morbid. Should I try and make a tomb to keep her in, to keep her down here?
I could burn her alive.
Don't do that, please.
Okay, yeah,
Can you kill something like this?
Is she still alive?
More like
as Adela is screaming this, the form of Hollin is they're flickering between the elements. It's like they're flickering from that flowing gray blue form into, and then suddenly their head's on fire, and then their arms are bulging rocks, and then it's zipping back to what it was before. It's like sort of an elemental glitch in their system, but they're pushing themselves off the ground, and they're turning their head back around on straight, and they're turning and they're looking to face you. You think you can destroy me? I am the bridge between humans and nature. You have stolen that from me. You think a pile of divine, pathetic
God.
young women can fill my shoes, can defeat me?
I want to hit her.
Okay, what are you hitting her with?
I have essentially nothing, so I think I'm just gonna try to hit her with my fist because I'm just full of
You're
rage.
just gonna punch Bopper on the head. You're gonna punch Hollin in the.
Yeah, I'm gonna roundhouse kick Auda Hollin.
Can I try and hit her at the same time too?
Yeah, I think we don't haven't used a big girl magic. That's big girl
Hell
magic.
Yeah,
Big magic. I like
giant
big girl
woman.
magic.
Still use your
Giant
earth.
woman.
Hit her with the earth, and I'll hit her with my hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull like a solid slab of onyx down from the ceiling right onto her.
I have
Okay.
a positive with Silge, so can I take the lead on this and add that to it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll do big magic energy. And then does anybody else want to like contribute to this strike?
I'd love to hit her in the. I'd love to just like crouch and try and hit her in the knees with a hammer or something. That'd be good.
Okay. I like how
Robin,
no
you
one's
want to hit with
using-
us?
No one's using their elements. They're just
No,
like,
we're
no,
just
we're
gonna-
just literally bopping the crap out of you. Auda.
Well, I'm pulling a whole giant rock on
ice
her.
construct.
Wait, you're pulling a giant rock on hers? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I want to try and pull.
Oh,
an
right,
onyx
from
slab
above.
the
Right.
ceiling.
Okay. And then Erica's gonna swing with the hammer again, and then
I
Adela.
mean, can I maybe just try to encase her in like a bubble of water? Can I like try to drown Auda Hollin?
She is sort of like phasing in and out of like existing of water.
So probably wouldn't work. So I should probably
Yeah.
roundhouse kick her, is what you're saying.
I mean, you can use your magic outside of what playbook. So if you're just like, I want to do this with water, like just do that, and then we'll roll to see if it works.
Okay.
You can just make something up if you want. or you can
Roundhouse
just
kicker with
roundhouse kick.
water. With
I don't-
water.
What are the
You can
chances that I
do it.
could, with the help of Erica, create a deathly hot tub?
I was
of
thinking about
steaming
when
water.
when you were saying that you want to
No,
encase
with
her in
a-
water. I want to
I wanna
boil her
encase her
alive
in
inside
water.
the
Yeah.
water.
Have
Yeah.
Erica burn
Oh
that
my
water.
God.
It's the hot tub. It's hot tub time,
Yeah.
guys.
Okay,
Encase her in the
big
water and I'll
magic
boil her.
energy. Everybody work together to create a hot tub of death. I hate all.
Awesome. Cool.
So am I
So
rolling?
Adela's taking the lead. Let's have Adela roll, and then we'll explain what it looks like, depending.
Okay. So is it a 46?
So roll 46. You take the two highest numbers, and then add.
This is on us.
No way.
Hot tub, hot tub, hot tub.
All right. So
Hot tub.
what does it look like?
Okay, I want to encase Auda in a giant bubble of water.
And I just boil it.
And how do Silja and Robin sort of add to this fiasco?
So she's encased in a hot bubble of water. I send some icy spikes towards her
Okay.
in the bubble. I don't know if I can. I don't know what'll really happen because it's
Yeah.
hot, but
Stab her in the hot tub. Big
Yeah.
fan.
Doing the head
Uh,
of boiled her alive.
Silja.
I'm gonna grab that big slab of rock that she threw at me earlier, and I'm gonna throw it right at her head.
Perfect. So we see as Hollin still glitching and shifting between all these different elements in different parts of their body, become encased in this bubble of water. And they look annoyed for a second where they're like, this would never work. But then the water starts bubbling and boiling, and they look a little bit more concerned. And then they get stabbed 20 times with ice ice spikes, and in the very moment where there's that last glimpse of hope that they might get out of this, a gigantic rock falls on their head. Oh my god. And they lie motionless under the giant boulder few quiet moments before their form begins seizing wildly. They thrust what you can see of their head back out and let out an ear-piercing scream. The sound echoes about the expansive chamber and causes the ground to quake. They rise, the rock falls from their body. They rise into the air, their form frantically still switching between the elements. Their legs stick together while their arms are thrown outward. A circle of flame paints itself around the flailing form, and a sound like a whip cracks through the air. The screaming stops, and the form before you is pulled into 4 distinct parts. The parts linger for a moment before dissolving into a river of sparkling particles. The wind picks up around all of you, and then they float smoothly into the central symbol on the floor, causing it to glow dimly in the now dreary cavern. You have defeated Hollin.
Yeah, we just killed God, bro.
You kill Auda Hollin with a hot tub.
And a hammer.
Hot
Hit her
tub.
over the head and boil her alive. The classic move.
Okay,
Cool.
does anyone say anything? Anyone react with the space in this moment?
Now
with
that
each
she's
other?
dead, I'm not raged anymore, right?
Okay. Yeah. There's
I'm good
nothing to
now?
switch emotions with. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't, that was a little overwhelming, huh? How you guys okay?
That was
Everybody okay?
overkill.
I'm
How do we
good.
get out of here?
I feel really good.
Yeah, we should.
Erica, what's wrong with you?
Does this mean that no one else is going to be born with ability?
I suppose it
Oh, no.
does.
I have, well, I mean, if we're technically pieces of Auda Hollin living on, I don't know if that's necessarily the truth.
It's
Oh,
true.
that's fair.
If we had children, we married anybody, maybe it would be passed on.
Hmm.
Awesome. Are y'all making your way out of the cavern?
Please, God, get
I
me out of here.
am.
Yeah.
So
wait,
Oh,
what's the circle thingy on the floor?
It's the combined symbol, right?
Oh, so it's just glowing now. Can we just have a look at it? Or
Sure.
Erica wants to have a look at it. I don't know if you guys
Sure.
have
Touch it!
watching on.
Yeah, I might look at it too.
It's
Erica's-
glowing as the sparkling particles are winding and twisting and glowing, but as soon as all of that matter that made up Auda enters it, then the light fades.
Yeah. So it's just chilling now.
I like to think that maybe
I'd like
we
to
didn't
go up to
kill
it.
her.
Is Vanna setting up for a sequel?
She doomed her!
Well, no, maybe we didn't kill her. Maybe we put her to rest. Maybe she's calm now.
Soldier, that is so optimistic. I love that for you. It's
I
incredible.
try.
I hope that we killed her. She killed our
I
families.
think we probably did. It was a little bloody, wasn't it?
I really feel quite indifferent. I'm just happy that we are not in danger.
I just look up at Adele and she kind of snaps me out of my weird little bloodthirsty mode, and I'm like, no, I'm happy that we're not in danger anymore as well.
You
And
hit
I
her with
guess-
a hammer.
I did hit her with a
Out
hammer,
of
didn't
here?
I? That was good.
Yeah,
Can we
talk
leave?
about-
Yes,
Robin's
we
like,
were at
can
the
we
top of the
freaking
right,
leave?
we should leave.
Yes, right.
All
Yeah,
right.
sorry.
So y'all leave the way you came, but the reflections from before are no longer present, and the tunnels are not as dark as they once were. A light is shining down from the opening and causing a dim light throughout. And as you breach the opening and come out onto the shore of the island, you can feel that something has shifted in you. And although everything has changed, and you have been satcheled with experiences, emotions, and responsibilities beyond your years, you catch a glimmer of hope, knowing that you are stronger, united. And when you look out, Erica, across the sea, you can see a lone figure standing on the shore.
That's not fair.
I'm so excited. Sorry, what's the figure
Wow.
again?
I'm gonna kill her brother.
Wait, what's the figure now?
And thus
And,
starts the war between the kingdoms.
There you go. And that is our one shot into the unknown. My goodness, thank you all so much. GG on defeating Hollin. Wow, wow, wow.
We did
You got
it,
the hot
boys.
tub in
We
there.
got the hot
We
tub.
got our hot tub, you guys.
I've never been so proud of us.
Oh my god, big
So
ups.
proud we got everything we wanted.
I got my brother alive. I won.
Yeah, you did.
Is it your brother?
It's true.
It's pretty
it's my
far
brother.
away.
It's true. It is very far.
It's Auda Hollin, but as your brother.
Oh no.
She's possessed him.
Auda Hollin has possessed your
Excellent.
brother. My goodness. Well, thank you all so much. Following up, thanks to everybody who stuck around and was active in the chat or lurking. Appreciate you being here for one shot. Thank you, of course, to JP and Roleplay for the opportunity. And real quick, and thank you so much to our players today. Really quick, let's go around and have them introduce themselves and tell us where we can find them and what they're up to. Erica, you want to start us off?
Yeah.
Harley? I'm just going to call y'all by your character name.
Hi, I'm Holly. Oh, who is she? I'm Holly,
Ooh.
also known as BreadWitchery. I'm that on literally everything because it's such a dumb name. No one else took it. I do lots of story-based games, and sometimes I do fun events like script readings and that kind of thing. And yeah, if you like Breath of the Wild or Harry Potter, I wrote Harry Potter as well. I'm the writer of Harry Potter, original writer. No one else wrote it, just me. That was
Nice.
me. So if you like any of that, please check me out. Yeah, I hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed Erica.
Oh my goodness. And Rachel?
Hello. I'm Rachel Seeley. You still see just a photo. Just kidding. It was me moving all along. I'm eventually going to be streaming once I get, a camera that works with me and audio that isn't crap and all that stuff. And you can find me everywhere at SunnySeeley. And I'm also in Girls Guts Glory. It's a D&D game. We're almost done with our season. Check it out. It's a podcast. That's it.
That's it. Thank you, Rachel. Corey?
Hello. I am Coruscating, Corey, and I stream full time here on Twitch. We do a lot of just really chill, late night simulation games, cute things. And I have a very good cat. He is everything to me. So please go to my Twitter, and then there's a link to his Instagram, and you need to follow him. That's what really matters here. His username is Casper the Happy Cat. He's a very good boy.
Good boy. Luxie.
Hello, I'm Luxie. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. I am normally yelling and excited. I'm normally on Twitch like almost every single day, and if I'm not on Twitch, I'm probably over at Table Story playing a character called Rosaline Earthcloud in Witchcraft and Wizardry, which is a Harry Potter-based RPG if you're interested in that. And if I'm not on either of those places, I'm on Twitter making terrible jokes or queer content. If you like either of those things, you should come say hi. It's LuxieGames literally everywhere.
Huzzah. Thank you. And hi, hello. I have been your GM for this one shot. I hypothetically 5 days a week on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Vanna, that's VANA, where you can catch me on Twitter. We'll update you about the video game stuff and the tabletop RPG stuff that I do all over the place, and that is Havanarama, HAVANA RAMA. You can catch me every Tuesday, aka I guess tomorrow, at 8 p.m. PST on twitch.tv/Saving Throw Show, where I'm in a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons game about pirates called Pirates of Salt Bay. And it's very, very fun. I have a pretty okay Irish accent. And you can catch me right here, plays every Saturday at 10 a.m. PST for some Far Verona Season 2, where I essentially am a very violent temple, and it's a treat. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today, everybody. Again, thank you. Shout out to Bria Ironguard, aka at Quiddy, and mostly Eric Reichert, aka at Mostly Eric, who helped me put together this custom system today. It's if y'all like it, I think we're going to, at some point, put it together and release it to the peoples. So stay tuned. on my Twitter or Quiddy's or Eric's to keep up to date on that. And yes, my dogs would like lunch. That's what you hear.
Aw.
But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in, and thank you again so much for participating. I hope you had a good time, and I haven't scarred you too much.
It was amazing. Hollin was so entertaining. I
have-
had trouble talking to her because she was just so fun.
Beautiful scars now. They're hauntingly beautiful.
Yes.
You killed my
Beautiful scars.
grandmother.
Listen.
All our parents. My
My
dad.
granny.
Killed my dad.
Listen, they got to hold each other's hands at the end. That's more
I know,
than
that
the
was so-
others.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
so
That was really sad. I was like, bruh. That's
Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh. Oh
Bruh,
my
you didn't
goodness.
kill my
Bruh.
But thank you, everyone. Thank you again to RollPlay and itmeJP for the opportunity. And I hope we do this again. And everybody take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of your day. And we will catch you next time. Bye.
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 Bye.